They see you as small and helpless. They see you as just a child. Surprised when they find out that a warrior will soon run wild. Prepare for your greatest moments. Prepare for your finest hour.
Good morning, people. My name is Ben, otherwise known as the Traveller. Actually, I shouldn't have said good morning. That was a terrible way to start the episode. If you're in the evening or afternoon, good evening or good afternoon, people. Yes, my name is the Traveller, otherwise known as Ben, or switch that around and you get my name is Ben, otherwise known as the Traveller. Now, the little news segment I did was a short video because my computer actually broke, and this refers to something I found out back in episode 1. Actually, I'll refer to a few things back in episode 1, you'll find that out. 1. My computer broke due to me clicking a YouTube comment on 2 corrupted videos. This YouTube comment system, I shouldn't really be talking about this. I'm not a famous YouTuber, so I have no idea how it works. But I came up with a screamer, and my computer broke because of it. So, yeah. Bugger me. By the way, my retrospective still under development. There's a slight technical hitch where when I record a video, it's always on slowdown, or the volume, or the actual music doesn't really work correctly. I've messed with my audio settings. I think it's actually something wrong with The Legend of Zelda, but I have no idea. But yeah, you've waited long enough, 2 weeks to be in fact. Here it is, episode 2, Shining Beacon, Rwby Volume 1. Oh, yeah, before this there will be a little segment where I do it, which will be cut now.
The shop is really not as big as you expect it to be. And they seem to have my computer already delivered.
Hello there, sir. Yes, your computer has been delivered by your father. We have already begun certain experiments.
Oh, I see. And, it's been a week, and I'd like to know what's wrong with the computer. I mean, I've tried, I know my stuff from doing GCC computing.
That is a precious thing to have. Doing university?
I'm not even going to answer that. Look, do you know exactly what's wrong with my computer?
Well, let me do a diagnostic.
The power cable seems to be in. Oi, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. You don't just hit a computer like that, man. You just don't hit it. Seriously, I've seen cartoon shows. You don't hit them.
And what is a tiny little ginger like you going to do about it?
I have a sword.
And store clerks, thanks to the new government, allow us to have rocket launchers.
Since when?
Since like forever, kiddie. You're going to have to let the professionals do what they do best.
Yeah, whatever. I don't trust these store clerks. Seriously, they must be rat computers all day.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep your computer in for another day.
Another day?
Maybe 8 hours.
How much am I paying you for this?
£20.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna bloody leave. And I'll be back in 8 hours. I'd like my computer fixed. You've had it for a week.
Well, you still haven't left yet.
I want my computer back.
Leave you.
Whoosh, it's bullcrap.
Frick. You know what? Next time, customers feel like more respect for us clerks. We do our best to provide the friendly service, don't we? You know what? I'm gonna go home and take a long shower. Long shower.
Jimmy, listen to me. The best idea is that we learned off this jackass movie. Remember what they taught us? Yes, boss. They told us to jump off a rooftop and get, what is it again? Stuck on this, shield material. All stores have them. The jackass team have done it thousands of times. I don't trust you, but I really, really want to do this. Yeah, you better just do this. Just jump off. Okay. Whee! Douchebag. I wonder how long it'll take for him to die. My shield thing holds him in place, okay. Oh, there you go. I'm just going to walk backwards right now, because I think I'm going to be arrested. 1, 2... Okay. Simple plan. That store clerk is a total an asshole. I haven't had it. Where's my keys? I don't worry, it'll work simply. Okay. I seem to have forgotten my keys. Oh, bugger! Huh? What was that? You know what, never mind. I'm just gonna go grab my keys. Keys. You know what? Really? At any point, a store clerk forgets his keys. Right, you know what? Change your plan. I have sticky grenades. Bow, 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 down, down, down. Right, I have. I don't think they'll find me here. Maybe they will, though. Maybe if he finds me. Oh, shit. This will work. There you go. Car won't stop me now. Oh shit. Why does this seem to be a problem? Has anyone been jumping on my head again? What up, bitch? Aha! I've never killed someone. Where do I hide the body? No, seriously, where do I hide the body? Oh, seriously, where do I hide... You know what? Yeah, just... Well done, Ben. Well done. This deserves a nice hot chocolate. And I'll pick up my computer and take it to PC with, because seriously, they can do better. Well, maybe.
And welcome back. So, the episode starts off with, well, where we left off, which is actually very nice, because it leaves off exactly where the episode left off. Episode 1, Ruby Rose left off. With the big star whale ship thing landing down, or docking, at Beacon Academy. And then we get a nice little CGI shot of Ruby skipping and Yang just casually walking. I'm not going to make any bad comments about Yang. Then we get a very nice and actual beautiful scene of Beacon Academy, which we'll see on the screen now. And I admit, this is where we get to see the weapon side of Ruby. She just goes into this 2D chibi little style where she looks to be a fairy. And has an obsession with swords and weaponry. Which... that gives me up with a question. Why is Ruby so fond of weaponry? I mean, we do get to see that she has a very... let me think of the word. Personal touch with her weapon Crescent Rose. But I don't really understand why she likes the weapons a lot. Oh, and then after that, Yang just seems to run off and disappear. Haha. Oh, and after this, we get to meet one of the other 4 members of Team Ruby, Weiss Shanine. Well, what's really to describe of her? Again, she starts off to be a bitchy character. Again, this also relates to something that I once heard as a quote. What do you think? 4 relatable characters with seamlessly no backstory, all likeable to the main character? This understandably goes towards this. Blake, Yang, and Weiss all liking the main character for why the hell not reason. And, well, judging to that scene, after Weiss gives this weird lecture on what the heck Ruby's doing, Rwby gets an allergy where she sneezes, and a lot of fire and electric and ice blasts Weiss into a grey version of Weiss, which I call Negative Weiss. And then the bottle of dust slowly goes towards my favourite character, Blake, with so much swag. I'll get to that bit roughly when I do my DVD review of Volume 1, but she has a lot of swag. And she has no caring for Weiss's actions. She just stands there and not pays attention. Rwby also does a little bit of character growth, trying to make friends by seamlessly turning around and trying to talk to Blake, but Blake walks off, and trying to actually say sorry to Weiss, but Weiss is just ignoring. And then we meet, after Rwby sleeps on the floor, Jean of Arc. I ain't going to say anything. It's Jean, everybody. Jean of Arc, you cannot handle the awesomeness. He's essentially known as Vomit Boy, or the guy who threw up on the ship. And, well, he's played by Miles, who is one of the... I can't remember what is it, writers. He's one of the writers. And he plays the role of kind of like a outcast, nerdy kind of character. With him and Rwby actually getting along very well. And also being shocked of Ruby's sniper sight. Where you get one of the best quotes ever. Whoa, is that a scythe? It's also a high-impact customizable sniper rifle. What? It's also a gun. Ah. But then, I always see this in Jean. When Jean actually pulls out his sword and shows Rwby his shield, no pun intended, Jean could have easily just said, only a coward kills from a distance. Yeah, I'm gonna get killed for that, but think about it, that just gives epicness. Then Rwby fantasizes over her weapon again, basically saying that she is a dork to weapons and actually went a bit overboard after customizing it. I mean, no shit. And then Jean actually says that it's a hand-me-down that his great-great-grandfather gave it to fight in the war. I do agree with Rwby though. After when Jean says that, it's more like a family heirloom. Why didn't Jean actually go take part in the other school and make his own weapon? I don't understand why Jean just has to have a hand-me-down. And that is a beeping sound. And then Jean has literally no idea where he's going and was just following Rwby. And Rwby was following Jean. And that's actually where the episode ends. I mean, seriously. It ends right there. I mean, I did say compare the time limit. The time limit of the first one was about 15 minutes. Very standard. But the second episode is actually 6 minutes. Ow. I have yet to understand why they made this idea to kind of cut them in half. I think that's just to lengthen out the time limit until they got Volume 1 DVD sorted. Which I'm fine with that. I don't mind like the time lengths. I'm not one of those that just gonna go, oh, the time lengths are so terrible, oh, I'm not getting used to it, I need to rage about this. I don't mind the time limit. I particularly enjoy it. The shorter episodes kind of make me intrigued on wanting more Rwby. Sure, it's a little tedious, but what the hell? I mean, what do you guys think about it? Did you like the short lengths? I mean, yeah. The short lengths were meh, just that, meh, and as I said again, it left us with curiosity on what would happen in the next episode, like getting us a bit more hyped, because the next episode, from where we left off, which was Rwby and Jean having a laugh about do they know where they're going and is there such landmarks, seriously, it could be an entire episode just looking around Beacon. We get to see the whole structure of Beacon if we could have. But not necessarily. I'll get to that in Shining Beacon Part 2. But we didn't get to see that. We got to see something else. A little... I don't know if that was I don't know if it's fan service, if you will, but... it makes me intrigued for a onesie all of a sudden. Whenever I think of that episode, I just think of onesies. But yeah, this episode is kind of short for that reason. Due to the fact that the episode is short, I can't go much on it. I'm not going to hold the length of the video to the actual rating system. And I'm not going and since this isn't the pilot, I can't hold that as well. Not against it. I can't hold it not against it. So, I may as well do a few mishappenings that I did back in episode 1. 1. I know that I made a mistake when I was quoting in my news and stuff about Barbara and Kara about looking at the fan fiction and the Rwby community. I know, I said that before, it's just an accident. The editing, as I said, they were corrupted videos. My editing software automatically saves those edits to the video, so I can't unedit them without like a ton of just like redoing the episode entirely. But there are a few things I want to readdress. The Doctor Who reference. Not many people notice that unless you have the DVD and looked at the the Rwby cast commentary. You will know there's a Doctor Who reference, being to the fact as Robin Torchwick starts walking out at the very start, walking through the alleyway, in those clotheslines there's a multicoloured scarf. Sort of to the fact of the 4th Doctor scarf, Tom Baker. Which is kind of like a neat little reference. I do like that. That's something I've not really seen before. What else can there be? I've looked at the questions of my news video when I asked if you were able to create a weapon, what would it be? Well, I have to go with the one comment that I actually got for it. But, I like your idea. It makes a lot of sense. So, this kind of goes with another question that would be linked to it, and I'd like to see what other people got. Since we're at the start of Beacon, and this is more or less the point where the characters all start to give life to each other and to start to interact with each other individually, what character, if you were able to create like your own character, what would he look like, or what would he or she look like? What would their character traits be, and what personality would they have? For me personally, a red-headed guy with, as I said like in my news and random stuff video, dual katanas on his back, and essentially just wears green with kind of like what Jean's got except leather, like those white shoulder and chest piece pads except leather and attached to him, with a hoodie, like as the hoodie, and I'd love to have that with my voice except like a lot older, so it'd be let me try and think of a voice. It'd be like, Rwby, we must go off to the forever fall. I don't know, I'm not really good at voice acting. No, Monty, if you ever need me for voice acting, give me a call. You know my YouTube. But yeah, I promise I'll do better editing on this video, which you may as well have seen. This is kind of like a pre-recorded bit. Ben of the future, or past in this case, I don't know. Remember to edit this episode with 100% dedication, not like you were doing it before. Just remember to not get corrupted saves and break your computer like last time. Yeah, I guess that would mostly be it. So, I guess this will be my conclusion. I mean, seriously, I've got nothing else to review. I mean, the episode 1 was just perfectly fine. Maybe just like that one flaw, not establishing character themes, but you know, it was just a holdback. I actually really didn't mind. But moving on towards this episode 2, it was short, so I'm not going to hold that against it. The length doesn't really go against it. It introduces characters in a very neat little style. It's like a small little bundle to give you a little bit of... I'm trying to think of the word here. Don't you hate it though, when you're trying to think of a word and you can't remember it? Gives you kind of like a bundle of yarn or something, and like every time you keep trying to pull the string, every time that string gets longer, you get more excited for what's inside, because there's like a hard inner with a soft outer shell. Maybe like a Kinder Egg or something, I don't know. Have whatever you have inside the ball of yarn. But as you keep going, it's kind of like a nice little bundle. So they introduce the characters very softly and nicely, and doesn't want to spoil it, which I'm fine with, but they could actually give their names completely first. So that would be better. The introduced to Jean, Weiss and Blake were all good, but all of their names could be, like, I don't know if Weiss was mentioned. I do these reviews one day. I do the reviews one day after watching the episode, but sometimes I can't remember certain small details. So, yeah, essentially, Jean was the only one that got his name mentioned. Blake could have been any character specifically. Well, not unless you've actually seen the black trailer, or the white trailer. Then in that case, you have no idea who Jean is. To be honest, I never knew who Jean was, but the only way I knew about him was thanks to, and I hate to quote this, Rwby Abridged. I'm not saying that I've got a problem with Rwby Abridged. I mean, I've watched all the episodes prior, like all the way up to what they've got recently. It's just, I don't understand them. They have this joke about Jean where pixelated sunglasses come down, and it's basically Jean is a sex god. I don't even know either, okay? I don't really know. You in the back corner, stop doing... Oh, that's me. Ugh. Never mind. But yeah, essentially that's more or less it. I can only think of that much of the episode to do. May as well go on to the rating system. Well, if I were to give this episode a rating, I would give it a 8 out of 10. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it certainly was good. Definitely a must watch. Well, if you're going to watch the whole series, you're going to have to watch it, you can't skip it. So yeah, I guess that's the episode finished. Episode 2, Shining Beacon Part 2 will be released whenever I can actually get it released, and I hope you all have a pleasant day, or pleasant night. And I hope my community question on what character, if you were going to design a character, what would he look like, what personality, and what would his specific character traits be, I hope that guides you to something that, I don't know, something that would work. Okay, so I guess it's me signing out. Thank you for listening to me kind of ramble on for a couple of seconds. I kind of went off script with what I did there. So thank you, and see you in the next episode. Peace.